Greetings and thanks for joining me today. My name is Dr. Jeanette DeWitt. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and a homeschooling parent. In today's video, I want to share with you how we homeschool throughout the year without burning out. And the number one tool we use to help us with this is study.com. They are amazing. We've been with them since 2022, and it has been a game changer as a homeschooling family. What I want to share with you is why we use study.com for our homeschooling needs and how that helps us achieve kind of a year-round program of school without burning out. So let me show you a little bit in real time. So we are actually, this is being recorded in May. And so we are kind of winding down the traditional school year. What we do is because in our state, we are able to have our kids participate in extracurricular activities through the local school system in the district that we reside in. They are busy with extracurricular activities. So we kind of set up our traditional year to follow the school district's calendar. That way, it kind of builds in some natural breaks that are consistent with the breaks of the local school district and their extracurricular activities. That's the traditional part of our school year. But we also continue through the summer. And the reason we do that is because my kids, both at the sophomore level and the eighth grade level, are taking college classes, working toward a bachelor's degree. And because they're doing that, the classes are a little bit more intense than a typical eighth grade curriculum, or in some cases, a sophomore curriculum. Now, some of their friends, especially my high schooler, their friends are, or her friends are taking college classes through the local high school. And so it's kind of a nice compatibility because, and a comparison, because my daughter's taking college classes and some of her friends are too. We're just doing it to try and complete as much of the college degree as possible before high school graduation. Now, we can do this because study.com makes it very easy to have a flexible pace with classes. So let's just take a look. I wanted to do this video kind of in real time. So what we do is we go to the college credit and we see which classes are going to be the ones that we want to choose. Now, my sophomore, her partner school through study.com will be Liberty University. My eighth grader, her partner school through um, through study.com will be DeVry University. My oldest is choosing a marketing degree in business, and my youngest is choosing a business degree with hospitality management. What I like about the flexibility of pacing is, let's just say, for example, they're both going to need to take Business 101 as part of their degree program. And when I see this, typically, if there are less than 100 lessons, that would be considered a semester type class. If there's more than 100 lessons, that would be considered a year-long class. And that's a little bit different in college. If we click on this class, we're going to see that this is a 3 semester hour class. So a 3 semester hour in college class would be 3 semesters for that semester, which would be about 16 weeks. From a homeschooling perspective, we can make that, wow, this is 145 lessons. So this might actually be more than a semester class at a homeschool pace. That is what I mean about flexibility with pacing. So let's just say I want to assign this course and I'm going to assign it um, to Madeline. And I assign this class, and now I can look at the due date. Well, if I had her start this in a non-traditional school calendar, like we take a class over the summer and we move that and we say, okay, a traditional semester would be 16 weeks and a homeschool semester would be 16 weeks, but this is a lesson with 145 lessons, or this is a course with 145 lessons. So that's probably going to take longer than 16 weeks. Let's go ahead and set that for 6 months instead. 16 weeks would be 4 months. So I'm giving 2 extra months to pace this out for an eighth grader about to go into ninth grade. So from my date today, I'm on the 15th of May. We're going to finish out our final exams for our current courses next week. We're going to take a break off. It's Memorial Day week. I want them to have a week off. So they're going to take a vacation week. And we're actually going to start this on June 2nd. So now what I do is I count out 20 weeks or 24 weeks, which would be 6 months. So I could count up the weeks, or I could say it's 6 months. So we've got the month of June, July, August, September, June, July, August, September. That's 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Okay, I want them to finish this before Thanksgiving. So now I have a due date. I always do the week before to give a little flex time. So now this class is going to be due by the 14th. And then it gives me the flexibility to say their exam week is the 17th. But this is a tip that I've learned by being in study.com for a while, that you want all their coursework to be finished the week before you actually take the exam. Otherwise, the week that you want to take the exam, if you put the date as the 21st, they won't have finished all of the material. So this is the flexible pacing of this. So I hope that makes sense. You want to schedule out the content for them to get finished with it the week before you actually want them to take their exams or turn in assignments. So that's why it's November 14th. And that's what I'm going to set. So I would go ahead and confirm that. And then now this is going to be added to Madeline's curriculum. And what I also want to show you is, in showing you that calendar, you can see I built in a break on that calendar to take a week off before starting that course in June. I will also tell you that the week of Independence Day, July 4th, we're going to take that week off as well. And then I will also share with you that she's going to take that class plus a math class over the summer. And so she'll have just 2 classes over the summer. And then what we tend to do is 2 hours in one class, 2 hours in another class, for a total of 4 hours. So just half a school day. And then when they're done, typically that's from 8 a.m. to noon. Then they're done for the rest of the afternoon. They could go to the amusement park. They could go to the zoo. They can go to, the pool, whatever they want to do. They have the rest of the day. And I will also share just how last summer worked. We did the same type of schedule. And if we as a family wanted to spend a day somewhere, we took that day. And instead of doing 5 days of schoolwork that week, we did 4 days of schoolwork. We are less strict with the school schedule in the summer because we want to build in fun. So that flexible pacing of making sure the curriculum is doable and realistic and age appropriate is really important. So in a traditional semester class, it would be 16 weeks, but because we're still homeschooling, we want to make sure our students aren't rushing through the material, but actually learning it. We look more at the lessons in a particular course and recognize that it is a college level course being taken by an 8th or ninth grader versus a college student. And we kind of adjust the pace of that class accordingly. Now, the other thing that we will do is, during the school year, we might look at how many lessons are happening in 2 classes. So when we choose a class, if a class is 185 lessons, like biology 101 tends to be very heavily weighted with lessons, then we'll try and choose another class that maybe only has 125 lessons in it. So we'll pick and choose classes so that the overall coursework is evenly paced instead of heavily loaded with courses that have lots of lessons all at once. So we do try and do that. So we look at flexible pacing, we schedule breaks in where they're getting a break, like a week off, sometimes even 3 weeks off, like at the holidays, or we'll do like a fall break that's consistent with the school schedule in the district we reside in. And we'll schedule that in. And study.com just allows us to do that because we can change the date of the course being due. We can take time off and come back in. Or if if my girls know they're going to have a break, they try and do a little bit longer days on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so that on Thursday, Friday, they can have a longer weekend, a 4-day weekend. And so study.com does such an amazing job of allowing us to work through the whole school year, plus add some summer classes so we don't have that learning loss, and so that they stay on track, but more in a low key, less stress way. So I hope this is helpful in showing you how flexible study.com is in pacing and choosing classes and looking at the lessons and the number of lessons that the course is providing, and then offering some flexibility built into your schedule based on what your family's doing, what extracurricular activities doing, or what just vacations are doing. So I hope that helps. If you have questions, go ahead and add them in the comments, and make sure that you look at the description of this video so you can get that special discounted link. If you want to try out study.com, you'll get a discount off of your first time using it and enrolling. Thanks a lot and have a great day.